name's Lara, this is Pucci Upholstery. Spend the day in my workroom with me as I make this beautiful headboard. I'm using a monkey parasol linen and a lovely light blue silk piping. Really hope you like it.
It is time for headboard number 4 of 5 for my biggest order yet. This is a Super King temple shape. I've made my own headboard 3 times. First one I used a Lewis and Wood tribal fabric, which is mine and my sister's favourite fabric in the whole world. It's on my pin board, love it. And it was the temple shape. We designed it ourselves and we spent hours like drawing it out. Finally happy with it. I'd been an upholsterer for a year or so. And then it was the first time I was like, okay, I'm going to try and make something from scratch. Didn't really know what I was doing. I'd used quite thick foam and then I pulled my fabric all the way around to the back and stapled it on the back. And I remember like round all these curves and stuff, it was so hard. I didn't know which way to do relief cuts. I was doing them in every which direction. It just didn't work out very well. I was really happy with the final result, but I learned a lot doing that. And it was so fun. Like our idea of the dream day spent together is just making stuff. We just love it. We used to do vans together. We just loved like a summer project, and so that headboard was like, okay, let's give it a go. He's good at woodwork, I'm an upholsterer. Let's see what we can do. And then, so we made that for myself, didn't make any for customers for ages. Like it wasn't even really a plan. But to think like we were fairly new in our relationship and we were already doing stuff like that. I don't know, it just makes me so happy. Like if I think about what we would think 3 years ago, what we'd do now, that we make like so many headboards a month now. I'm really proud of us 3 years ago starting, because you've got to start somewhere. Learned so much. Then we changed tech, changed the way that we make them, started doing the thinner one, made like 5. This must have been a year and a half or so ago now. I think we made 5 headboards. We were like, okay, let's just test it, make 5, try and sell them for what the materials cost us, that we're not losing anything, but we're learning stuff as we go. And that was a great thing to do because I bashed out 5 headboards and we learned that the frames looked a little bit thin. They looked quite nice and they weren't too heavy, but they just looked a bit thin and I just wasn't mad on them. And that's when we designed our Medusa shape and when we nailed the temple shape. Then we were like, okay, let's try and make the frames thicker. So we were like, okay, we'll try it out on a new headboard for me because this was a year and a bit on from making the last one. Okay, we'll sell that on Facebook and we will make a new thick frame. We'll see how it works. I think I used 2-inch foam for that. And at the time I really liked it. But then after living with it for a while, I didn't like the poofiness of it. And so now I use 1-inch foam. And with that embroidered headboard, it was just something I'd wanted to do for ages and thought, okay, I'll try the 1-inch foam. See, because I still wanted it to be comfy and luxurious, but I didn't want it to be too poofy. So I think we've nailed it now. We've got our formula. We've had many practice. We've just given it a go, and I think that's so important to do in life, is just give it a go. Don't expect anything of it as a fun thing to do together. We were just trying to cover the cost of our materials so that we didn't lose out on too much money, but we learnt so much invaluable skill and like, see what happens. It's nice to have a partner in life that you just do lovely things with, that our skills can tie into each other so lovely. We are working with a monkey parasol linen and another silk piping. This time it's a dusky blue silk. Weird pattern repeat actually. This is the worst pattern repeat. That's actually really bad. I want to try and explain why this pattern repeat is so annoying. Normally the pattern repeat is along-ish the selvage, and so when you sew the 2 fabrics you're only folding over a tiny bit and you're not losing too much of your width. Instead, what you have to do is you have to waste this much of this piece of fabric so that it can match there. They've wasted this amount of fabric. I've got enough fabric, it doesn't affect me, but That's just so annoying. Like, why would they not just match it up? Anyway, so I need to find some sort of reference point here. I think I'm going to go for that little orange blobby. There-ish. That will go there-ish. I've pinned it enough. Let's see. That all feels like it's matching. Nicely. Cool. Really happy with that. Perfect. So all of the staples I'm putting in now are temporary, so I put them in at an angle. I showed how I do that in my sky headboard video. I do that just to get the position in the right place. So that tension all feels good. I need to look at it from up high just to make sure that I'm happy with it. Yeah, that looks good. Those lines look like they're going straight. My table feels very wonky. This umbrella is slightly higher up, and so I think I've just got too big of a pull up here, so I'm just going to release that. I've obviously just pulled it a bit harder on that side than I have on that side, so that this can come to the same level as that. Perfect. I need to start doing relief cuts now because I'm going around the curve. Relief cuts are totally all about the feel. So I've permanently stapled this area, and all of these ones I have put temporary staples in. So I will show you how I do a relief cut as I go around these corners. Sorry about my compressor. You'll need your scissors and your pincers for this. Whenever I feel some sort of resistance from my fabric, that is when I put a relief cut in. And what I'm doing is I am cutting my fabric. So I've got a staple here. I am cutting my fabric just up to my staple. I do not want to go past my permanent staple because then your fabric will rip. So I've made my relief cut. I'm going to undo my temporaries, which is holding everything in place, and I can get a good pull in. And that is just getting the fabric to move in the direction that I need it to. When I get to about here-ish and my curve starts to come this way, I kind of want to be having relief cuts coming from this direction as well. And so what I do once I've got this curve done, I'm going to get some permanent staples onto this square so that I can cut into it. Take that temporary out as well. It is a lot of putting in staples, removing staples. but your temporaries do serve such a purpose. So I'm now getting a nice pull in here and here. Okay, so now that I've got a staple in there, I can now cut into my fabric from this angle up to my staple, and then I can put a cut in here. So now I have one flap of fabric that I'm pulling, and then you can kind of judge which direction your fabric needs to pull it. So I've just pulled it there and it's ripped it slightly, so really I want to be pulling from this side more than this side. So I'm going to get a good pull in the middle, smooth it, get some staples in. That one is cut up to there, pull in. And then this one, just going to cut a little bit in there and get a good pull in. And that looks really nice. And then you can cut away. And then this is a pretty similar curve. Ideally, I want to start from this middle bit. Okay. I'm going to cut, I've just got quite a lot of excess fabric here. This straight piece I'm just going to staple. As the curve starts, I can start my cuts. And then again I'm going to do some staples here. Relief cut there, and then all of this middle section of fabric is free. I'm not getting any resistance from it from the sides. The reason I find it quite hard to explain what I'm doing is because I don't really know. Like it's all about the feeling. And I just like can feel that that's where the cut needs to be. I don't really know why I do it. I think it's just because I've been taught on the job, like no formal training or anything. So I haven't actually learnt by the book, so I don't really know why I do stuff. And these headboards, I taught myself how to do them just through practice. Just kind of figured it out. Sorry, the aesthetics of cutting this piping is not great, just because it's a slippery table and really slippery fabric. I might actually cover this table with fabric because it is just so slippery. I would like to match the top, so that's going to end up looking like that with the piping in the middle, but I like to match up that top curve. That's good. Now I'm feeling right for my edge and stapling. Nice. It looks really good. Love it. I'm just going to back take the pillow stop now. Okay, it's all finished. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. This fabric is so sweet. Yeah, like each of the monkeys, they've all got different personalities. Like there's a cheeky one up the tree. He's quite a serious one holding his umbrella. They're playing cards. They're just really sweet. So this is headboard number 4 of my big 5-parter, now finished.
can't believe it's nearly come to an end. The next one is going to be a Super King cloud headboard, which is our wavy one. I'm really looking forward to doing that. This shape, and I don't think I've ever filmed myself making one of these, so I'm quite excited to do that. It's going in a herringbone. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!